first picture I made for the Bosnian movie was Crystal of Time. So I studied the Bosnian Pyramid Valley and I embedded a lot of different subjects into it, because as I was going around, people were talking about Fibonacci spiral, golden ratio, octaves of harmonic resonance, crystals, electromagnetic energy, you know, the whole list of subjects that were being discussed. So I, bit by bit, incorporated all these things into this picture. Pei and Jerry, you know that Dr. Karim picked up on this picture because I was invited to talk at the 2018 Pyramid Conference in Chicago, where I met Dr. Ibrahim Karim, and we became quite good friends at that time discussing our work. And this picture was really quite close to what he was working on at the time. And I'd actually called this Crystal of Time. So now I come to making the movie, and I try to embed this picture into the timeline of the movie that I'm making, because I've captured the energy in the picture. Now I want to plug it into the movie. How do I do that? Well, I'll take a cross section of it and I'll use the symbols, the timing, the rhythm, according to how I have laid out the picture. I couldn't do it. I absolutely couldn't do it. It was just impossible. And then I realized that I was missing something. I looked deeper into this part of it here, the golden circle, and I realized there's something going on in there. There's something going on inside that central part that needs to be expressed and magnified. And that's when Diamond Lens, Doorway to Infinity, was born. So I needed to express or have some sort of movement which was driving this mechanism. I mean, it already was, but I needed to show it in detail. Here. So all these frames are courtesy of my husband, who spent a month making me the model of the Magician's Jewel, which we're going to see after I've given you a bit of background. Anyway, you can start to see how what I call Diamond Lens Doorway to Infinity, this picture here, which is not this size, it's 6 feet in diameter with 7,000 circles built in 13 layers of golden ratio, which in 2 dimension looks like this, but of course in 3 dimension is an infinite toroidal field, the mechanism at the heart of the Crystal of Time. So once I had the Crystal of Time and the Diamond Lens Doorway to Infinity, now I was able to make the movie. So I embedded impeccably, to the second, the rhythms that I had embedded in this and this into the movie. Actually, Pei had invited me to give some online lectures to her biogeometry group. And the culmination of these lectures ended in me showing the Bosnian movie that I'd made. That was in 2020. Then after that, I started getting impressions of another picture that should be born. And that took me pretty much until this summer, until May of this year, from 2021 until 2024. So the good part of 4 years to make this 3rd picture, which would be a container of the Crystal of Time. Again, at this point I'm working kind of intuitively. I mean, not only intuitively, but I knew somehow that the Crystal of Time needed a container. I didn't know why yet, and that was only revealed to me right at the very last minute this summer before I was going to premiere my movie in Bosnia, because I hadn't had the chance to premiere the movie. 2020 was COVID. 2021 was still difficult to move around. 2022, Samos Manigic in Bosnia was just starting up again after COVID had been shut down, visitors coming to the place for several years. I tried to go in 2023, but I was blocked. And then only this year, after I had managed to make the 3rd picture, which is the container of the Crystal of Time, could I get to Bosnia. And this is Tunnel Vision, Eye of Eternity. And like I said, this is the container of the crystal of time that contains the diamond lens doorway to infinity in its center. Now here we literally change tunes. Of course, this looks like a two-dimensional picture in this regard, but what you're looking at here is a vortex. Look inside at the central blue dot and just allow your mind to go in, through the passageway, through the tunnel. What we have here is, in effect, what the point of the crystal of time would fit into in the center. So we've got like this. And of course, the crystal of time is containing this infinite fractal field inside its heart, going inside here, inside the vortex, and locking in.
Where do you see that in this again?
This is the container that this fits into. So this top part will fit inside this.
This will be here.
Yeah, exactly. The whole thing will be inside this vortex, like this. You have 13 layers here. This is actually going to be held. Actually, there are 9 progressive layers and 13 layers of concentric circles that I'll come on to in a minute, because that's really the rhythm. Now, don't forget, I'm not going off track here. I am embedding the meaning of the Bosnian pyramids into these pictures. I'm still working on the Bosnian movie. So this is not some random thing. In a 3-dimensional sense, these 3 pictures come together. This fits into its container. The glove of crystal of time. My work is a very tactile process. Nothing is made on the computer. I mean, you see this picture here. This again is plyboard covered in cloth. And all these shapes are hard cardboard with glued on colored cloth. And then photographs stuck, very, very detailed, tiny, tiny pictures. All of these pictures are the Chicana. In fact, I went to South America twice to make this picture. I was in Bolivia for 6 weeks, beginning of last year, and then around this time last year I was in Peru. And while I was there, I was taking photos of the Chicana, of course, which you find everywhere there. But not only there, I started to notice them all over the Himalayas. Universal symbol. How did I make this picture? I made a template, Fibonacci in 9 turns to center, and from 8 points on the edge, I use this template to like this, 8 times. And then after I made all these circles, I saw the pattern within them. I could see that I could find a way from the circumference to center, building these steps. And again, we have the nature of the 5 elements. We have the blue, which is the space. We have the air, the fire, the earth, the water. Each of these steps are the 5 elements, each one leading to center. 5 times 4 elements going to the center, and the 5th, of course, which is the root of space. Then the very last thing that I added, which was like an addendum, really an addendum, because it came to me through intuition and I didn't quite know why I was doing it at the time, but it was very pertinent. I'd seen this wonderful movie documentary by a fellow called Les Brown called The Physics of Crystals. And in that movie I picked up on one thing, that any waveform that emerges from a central place, so for example if you drop a pebble into water, it will go, it will always increase in increments of the cube root of pi. I don't know why, I completely locked onto that. Even a radio tower, the waveforms will move in increments of the cube root of pi. So I embedded 13 concentric circles into this picture in increments of the cube root of pi. And then I added that into my movie. So I've already got a very, very standard pattern, and I'm not going to go into all the facts and figures as I would do in my talk on the Bosnian movie. Fibonacci spirals within Fibonacci spirals within Fibonacci spirals of rhythm, but then I drop an Om into the center, a recitation of Om, actually it's my husband reciting Om, and then I move in increments of the cube root of pi through the movie. It ripples right out to the edge. How long is the movie? 54 minutes. Why? One heartbeat of Mother Earth. So now what we've got, what I did in the movie was to create a framework with these ripples, and then I put in the relative form, so we've got an absolute space containing a relative form. Then the movie was finished and ready. So because I had to make the movie, I had to make all these detailed calculations of how many minutes, how many seconds, and how to place these Om recitations through the movie to open the space. And so I've got all these sort of mathematical little equations and lists. So why is this important? Because what you're about to see here in the Magician's Jewel that we'll build next is this. This, the crystal of time, becomes the divine Vajra. Now, what is a Vajra? Some of you know because you've been involved in Tibetan Buddhism. A Vajra is a small little object that a master will hold and will use to move in the space like this, to work with the subtle energies, to pacify if things are very wrathful, and to destroy, to be a little more kind of wrathful if things are too calm and need to be whipped up. Yeah? I mean, this is very simplistic explanation of what a Vajra is, but in short, it's a ritual object that a Tibetan master, a Lama, will use in his or her sadhana, his or her practice, in order to transform the nature of the subtle energy of space. Yeah? I mean, like what we are doing in the biogeometry, for example, and other traditions, like Jerry, like you are practicing. What we've got here is this envisaged as a 3D shape that becomes the divine Vajra that fits inside a 4-sided pyramid that is the vortex, like this. So we've got pyramid, and this structure fits in like this, with all the details and more that I've been explaining to you so far. I know you're probably like, okay, I got a little bit of it, but we'll go through it step by step, and we don't really need the mathematical details at this point. We just need to understand the concept that you've got a working mechanism, the crystal of time, then of course you've got this diamond lens doorway to infinity in the center of it. This is an infinite toroidal field which is working with the energies that are placed on this and that side of the crystal of time, which becomes the divine Vajra inside this structure as the Magician's Jewel, and that being the frame in which it fits like this. I mean, we're working towards making a prototype of the Magician's Jewel, but for now we've got to work with what we've got. My husband Jamyan, who himself is Tibetan and trained as a Lama, he's the master behind this contraption.
Susan, I'm developing a question. You talked about the Vajra and how a master uses it to interact with subtle energies.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking about the Vajra in this piece. What part of it becomes the Vajra?
Crystal of Time.
What is the effect on human consciousness, on the observer?
To be measured. You mean in the context of a Vajra or in the context of the Crystal of Time?
Kind of both. Vajra as the function, the crystal of time. It affects the consciousness of the observer, I assume, and as the participant, when this is built, right, the person interacting with it.
Well, according to shape, yes, but according to its capacity as a device, absolutely. It's part of the whole machine. It becomes one of the components of the larger machine at that point. It's not an individual thing anymore, it's working with the whole.
And is it infused with intention by you, or is it an energy field that emerges on its own? It has a life of its own, right, the field?
Well, in the context of the whole thing, we will only be able to answer that question when it's built itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's meant to interact. It's a component of the machine, so all the parts of the machine are working together in that sense. We'll come back to that when we get to actually build the Magician's Jewel, and I'm going to show you how this fits into the whole thing, yeah?
I'm wondering how people would respond to being in that energy field. It seems to me that they would get exactly what they needed, right? Whatever that is.
All good questions. A lot of it, of course, has to be tested and measured, but as far as the design is concerned, the measurements, the precision, the way that we build it are part of what we're talking about now and part of what we're discussing according to making a prototype. Yeah? I mean, the next thing is we're building a prototype, a small working model of the Magician's Jewel, which I envisage as a whole structure to be, if I could find a space and place, I would want it at least 30 meters high, which means 90 feet.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a joke. Because, as I will come on to explain, this is an installation upon which people will be able to walk on it, through it, in it. There will be tunnels and channels and different components, chambers. Again, I will walk you through that as we build the Magician's Jewel.